Tonight's episode is more about transparency of self, faith, and lots of side notes, I'm sure. I study everything for cycles of toxic love to warn others to avoid it. I appreciate all the experiences turned experiments so I could study human behavior. That's what I do. And I've studied it enough to know what I do not want and will not tolerate moving forward. It's pretty simple. Easy going with the flow, but when you cross a certain line, I'm not. It can burn up in flames because I know me as a person who what I stand on is what I stand on. Is all I'm gonna say. I know what I'm about it. About that passion. And I won't accept anything less than passion, vulnerability, all of those things. Without it, what do you have? Some bullshit. I'm not going for it. Just goes for anything. If it's not based on love, I'm choosing myself. Work environment, home environment, just any environment that can be created with people around. Data I've collected from all my lessons and the empowerment things and pieces of advice that I share comes from putting myself on the front line to study these toxic individuals so they can be stripped of their power. You neutralize it with standing on your principles, not tolerating run around. You know. Data I've collected comes from putting myself on the front line to study these toxic individuals so they can be stripped of their power. That's who I am. Who are you? Choose a side or one gets chosen for you. Because we're coming. This truth is going to be loud and proud. Lesson of the day is if you starve a connection, you can't be surprised it grew stale. You've taught them to go on without you. I personally won't be where I was left at. I will elevate. You have the chance to meet me there, or you can remain where you are. Excuse the interruption. My daughter is pretty loud. That's my baby. She is loud. It's like you got to adjust to her, or we're all a work in progress, but she's definitely we're working on her, learning courtesy of others while they're sleeping and slamming doors and the screams and the anyway. Lesson of the day. If you start a connection, you can't be surprised it grew stale. You've taught them to go on without you. I personally won't be where I was left at. I will elevate. You have the chance to meet me there. You can remain where you are. I adjust to absence. You can't starve me. I will dig within myself and I will heal myself. And it's not something I just wake up and just do. It's hurtful. People disappearing on you and, disappearing acts, and now you see them, now you don't, and just the inconsistencies, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just funny to me. Like, it is hurtful and you do grieve it, especially when you're a person like me who does have pure intentions, and I'm not just saying that, it's the truth. We grieve you. each time. And it's like each time that you do something to us, we respect you less. The patience begins to run out. So again, if you start a connection, you can't be surprised it grew stale. Try not to waste time when things don't feel right. Listen to what your spirit says to do. Choose yourself. That's what your spirit should be saying to you. Choose yourself. I stayed around once I begin to realize that I'm like, wow, this person either is oblivious or they know what they're doing and they just think they can upgrade their tactics to. So I had to study them. And it's like, I'm even putting myself in these situations because regardless of anything, I know that person just needs to feel some real love. So, I am very genuine and sincere with the things I say, but then it's like when it becomes clear that you don't want it, or, like I said, if you starve a connection, you can't be surprised it grew stale. I'm not going to sit here and but I am going to study them. I might let you come around me. I'm going to be cool. But don't sit here and act like you can just slide your way in and do some sweet talking. And I'm me at all times. That's the difference between me and everybody else. I'm me at all times. I'm going to be me. Either like I just am. I'm a cool person. I'm probably the coolest person you'll ever meet in your life. And I'm once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm not something that comes around 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I'm talking about the type of energy and power and just everything. I know what I want. I'm not going to settle in any environment. Like I said, I stay around to study the cycles of toxic love, mind games people play so I can warn others. Like the mind games, it's like once I know people are playing mind games with me, I'm gonna let you play the mind games with me because I'm studying you now. I'm still gonna, like I said, pour this love into you, but once again, you've made it clear you are not changing. You immediately, my internal switch comes in where I'm now studying the connection that we had to see, like I said, reflecting on it, studying it, dissecting it, all that thing, so I can present these lessons to warn other people what to watch out for and not waste their time. You can be right up front. Tell them, hey, I know what you're doing. Choose, like I said, pick a side or one will get chosen for you. Stayed around to study the cycles of toxic love, and study and see the mind games that people play so I could warn others to avoid it. I'm grateful on lessons. I'm grateful for the lessons on what I don't want in a connection. Self-care is removing yourself and access from connections or places you aren't respected enough for transparency. I'm going to read it again. Self-care is removing yourself and access from connections or places you aren't respected enough for transparency. If I'm giving you transparency and I know you're not giving me transparency in return, don't steal my solitude to give me some bullshit company. I want true company. We're going to do transparency. I'm a straight shooter. I'm searching for not really searching, but I'm on this journey to come across and be aligned with other straight shooters who can be vulnerable and who don't run away and disappear. I feel like people know who I'm talking about. And then again, if you starve a connection, you can't be surprised it grew stale. You've taught them to go on without you, so what you want them to do? I'm not doing it. I'm the type of person, I'm really the type of person unapologetically that be who you are at the beginning or sit down. Don't waste my time. It's your time too, so why are you wanting to waste your time? It's mad wild. You can either ride for me or rise against me. You'll never stand in my way. Never will I allow anyone to stand in my way. And I don't compete, since the competition is none. It ceased to exist. It ceased to exist. Believe what you want about me. Either way, I'm not boring. I'm just saying, that's what I do. I flip it. I transform everything. And I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not an easy process. It's hurtful. And I will mourn people as much as I need to. Mourn their absence as much as I need to. And replace it with self-love and self-care and self-admiration and appreciation. Because that's what I'm going to outpour to you. Appreciation for you. But again, if you starve a connection, you can't be surprised it went stale. Would you think things just water themselves? No, you had love. Real, true, authentic love is a mutual give and take. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about speaking. Use your mouth to speak. I'm speaking. I've been speaking. Nobody wants to listen to my rambles until it's too late. And then it's like, damn, she was right. Yeah, I tried to tell you. I'm here for you. It's weird. You can't have it both ways. If you don't want somebody treating you both ways, don't treat them both ways. That's not making any sense. Make it make sense. Anyway, I'm gonna flip to Faith. Beautiful story. Gotta tell my daughter's business a little bit. So when she was in elementary school, it was like boom. They treat the students like numbers and test scores. It seemed like every time I turn around, they're giving them some test. And then in the classes, and then they've got testing. Like, they just seem like every time you turn around, they were preparing for some test. And it just became a battle with everybody because they wanted her to keep meeting these standards. They were all about their standards and this and that. And they have to, like, they even broke it down to, you need to be doing 0.08, these numbers. Everything was about numbers with them. And I just simply told her second grade teacher at one point, she's, that my standards is she progressing? That is an A to me. Like I said, my grading scale versus the state grading scale, necessarily in a nice way, I told her I don't care about it. Because as long as she's progressing, she will find her way. And she told me, she'll always be a C student. And then they got the school psychologist involved. They said they were, doing all this help. And it's like, yeah, they were, doing after school stuff and before school. And I think, like, when it was during COVID and stuff too. So, she was struggling. No, it wasn't COVID in second grade. My bad. So, like, she I forgot, second grade teacher. Her teacher was just very different. And she was one of those kind of by the book. She was very offended by what I said, that I don't, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm concerned, yes, but I'm also letting her, she also was going through a lot. I got sent away to work release over a technicality that wasn't even true. And like, she was struggling and I couldn't be there, like, and I still really don't forgive myself. I don't think she's really forgiven me either, which I let her feel how she wants to feel. I know sometimes she feels some type of way about me because I was gone for 4 months. She came home, it was just me and her, and then it became just her. I wasn't there. She doesn't, the other side, that's way out of the question. So, like, it's not that easy. So she was struggling, and I was like, no, I didn't. No, I'm mixing up my stories because I went to work release when she was in, no, I'm still too early. There I go, COVID, trying to. No, she was in second grade. And yes, I was talking about the conference. See, I'm mixing up. Since what happens sometimes, I'm like jumping ahead of myself. So I didn't get invited back to conferences in second grade. Third grade was cool, but like still, they were very pushy. They were very pushy with the test scores and always wanting, they were pushing her. And I'm sure if they were pushy with me, they were very pushy with her. And then at one point, the school psychologist was telling me she lacks retention. It probably happened in childhood. And, her test scores on everything were just really low. And this was when, I can't remember exactly. I'm pretty sure during COVID is when this had hit. So I had just got out right before COVID hit. I got out February 4th of 2020, I believe. Yeah. And then COVID hit like a month later. And like a lot of things in my life had changed during that time too. And so school psychologists and all them are just, basically saying this is kind of the end of the road. She, that's when the IEP, she was put on the IEP, which is no big deal. And she was, for math and English, she was testing really low. I would encourage her to read. I would encourage her to research. I would encourage everything, find help. But I didn't push her because I know she was working really hard at school and she was trying her best. But they have a lot of tests. They did a lot of, and I knew it was the teachers and their curriculum and the way they taught. I just knew it. That's why I didn't push. I cared. But as long as she's trying, that was an A to me. I didn't punish her for not wanting to read. I knew she would find her way because she is her mother's daughter at the end of the day. We always find our way. We are intelligent. If we're not doing something, it's because we don't want to. And we know, you know what I mean? And it's, so I had this faith in her, and we worked really hard for a couple years about me just pouring, making sure I'm pouring into her, making her feel special, just really working on her spirit to come alive, letting her see, we bonded really well. And she went from testing in like the 30s for these tests that they do for IEP. So now she's scoring in the high 90s for math and English in a matter of 2 years. She brought up her own grades. You know, I just let her know that I'm here, and I just knew she would find her way. That's why I said, believe in your baby. Believe in your baby. Have faith that they will figure it out. And underlining stressors for kids, it's hard being a kid. It's really hard being a kid. I tell them that all the time. Every time the kids, we do our inner circle with me and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 kids. I've got 4, but there's other kids around that, you know, come around and we just chit chat and stuff. But we've got 4 main kids that have grown up together, and we do our inner circle where they talk about things that they feel like they can't talk to other adults about. And I don't do anything inappropriate, but we talk about what it means to love. We talk about love and respect. And, you know, we get to settle disputes, things like that. And it's still going strong, even if they're 12 and 13, 11, 12, 13 now. 12, about to be 13. They still, if there's an issue, we still talk. Just like, I just love it. Create that inner circle in that safe place. I seriously, like, I have, not just me, but I have been through so many things, and it has really humbled me and taught me so much grace. Yet at the same time, I will not tolerate shenanigans. Let's get to the root cause of it so we can neutralize this, because I want strong bonds. I don't want to walk away from people. I really don't. Watched a video today talking about it, and the guy was saying you know, how hard it is to walk away from situations you never intended to walk away from, and I'm like, that's so true. And it just seems like so easy. It seems like it's so easy for people to do that, and I don't understand it. I don't understand why absence, like giving people your absence or disappearing or whatever a lot of people do. And this is not just one person that's done this to me. Multiple people just be disappearing on me and expect me to, I don't know. It's like, you don't want me to be sometimes with you, but yet you can be sometimes with me. Like, I've had a lot of that, and I'm like, I can't do that anymore. I'm gonna let, you know, people kind of do their bullshit a little bit. Like I said, I'm just gonna, you know, keep my distance. But like I said, if you keep, you know, cross lines that you are clearly not wanting to, clearly, like I said, just clearly doing things, because I believe words, but I also watch your actions too. And if they're not matching up, you know, we don't have a problem, but we got an issue. And like I said, I self-reflect, so I'm already gonna come at you elevated. And I could feel if you're not. Because when if I respond to you and I'm coming to you, then that means I do have respect for you. It's up to you to... Anyway, I think I done trailed off once again. But back to my belief in my baby. I cried happy tears because I knew my baby would figure it out. And she is so proud of herself. Like, she has this confidence that I wish I had at her age. And I'm so, just that alone, the fact that I've created a different space for her to be her, find her way, figure it out. And she just has worries of a child. Like, her innocence was not stolen from her, is an accomplishment. And I'm successful. I'm not a bum. I'm not anything that, excuse me, anything that society wants to throw their judgments around or anything. Because sometimes my brain does kind of switch to that societal programming. And I think that that's where you start to view yourself through the lens of society's judgments and how society would treat you. And then you just begin to, I think that's where like the deep depression and all that, that's where that self-regulation comes in, where you can click back on and say, hey, Faith, believe. Telling you, believe in your babies. They will figure it out. Just remember how hard it is to be a kid. You don't develop some sort of impulse control until age 7. That's 7 years. Give the grace on your babies that you would give to yourself if you could. I'm telling you, it's just grace is a beautiful thing. This is not an act. This is real. It has taken so much from me to give, to have, and hold so much grace. And it doesn't mean I'm not hurting. I'm hurt. But I still have that faith in everything. And sometimes I don't wish bad on people, but I do sometimes just want people to feel how they treat others, like feel how they do other people. Like, how would you feel if the same was done to you? Is how I look at things. How would you feel? You wouldn't like it. I guarantee you wouldn't like it. But the thing about me is I've done so much growing, I'm not going to do tit for tat. I'm not a tit for tat person. I want to hold on to my faith. I want to be certain as the sun, like my hand says. Rise like the sun, moon, stars in the sky. I'm as strong as the sky is certain. That's all I've got for tonight. Transparency. Hold it. Don't be scared to hold it. Consume it. Be it. Exist transparency. If you're not with me, I will study you. And it's not to hurt you. It's to know the cycles of toxic love. If you don't want toxicity, then stop being toxic. Check yourself. Because I'm going to check myself. I'm out. Till next time.